Hello, Justine D'Andrea here with Bible Journaling Ministries creative team. Today we're doing Acts 4:12 and we're using these printables here. Very fun, festive printables that we're using. And the supplies that we're going to need are very basic. Some colored pencils. I'm using the color of the rainbow. A embossing plate, and you can use any kind of surface to emboss on. Some white glue, and then I'm using some glitter glue, and then different colored green pencils. So different shades that vary from light green to dark green. And I think that is it. So if you're ready, let's go ahead and get started. So today we are doing Acts 4:12, and I am going to be using an embossing plate. If you don't have an embossing plate, you can use any kind of surface that has a texture to it. There's two sides of an embossing plate. One has a raised side and the other one is more indented, and I'm going to show you the rubbings of each side. I'm just taking a colored pencil and I'm going to show you, and a paper, and we're going to do it outside of our Bible. Today I'm using the Illustrated Bible, which is one of my favorite ones that I like to use. So I start off with the green just to see what it's like, and then I realize you guys can't see it. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a darker color. And what I'm going to do, my idea is to do a rainbow style in my Bible. So that was the lifted side. And then this here is the more of the indented side, because what happens is you run it through a machine and it indents paper and embosses paper. So nobody said we could not use it for colored pencils. Remember, we used to do rubbings when we were younger. But there is a difference in the rubbings between each side. And then if you didn't want to get any of the rubbing down on the sheet, like I just did, you would hold your pencil a certain way and do very light rubbing. And then if you want it a little bit darker, you can go over it again. But I was kind of not caring about how that looked. I wanted to see how the rubbing looked. So my suggestion to you is just to play on a piece of paper, as always, before you put it in your Bible, just in case. So I was thinking these printables really kind of remind me of a party or something like that. The party of there's no other salvation except through Jesus, right? So actually the verse says, there is salvation in no one else, for there is no other name under heaven that is given among men by which we must be saved. And we are saved, and that's a party to me. So I'm doing the colors of the rainbow. I'm starting with red. And then I'll go to orange. I kind of followed the printable too. If you don't remember the colors of the rainbow, I just kind of looked at that. And I'm doing different sections. I've chosen to do it like at an angle. And I'm also overlapping the colors a little bit so that they blend. I'm not worrying about a lot of blending going on. It kind of just does it itself. But you see, I'm holding my pencil a little bit more angled so you don't see as much color. And then blue. And then green. Or was that green? That was green. Okay, now blue. And if you really wanted to do the different shades of the different colors, you can do that too, depending how you would want your rainbow to be. And I'm going to use a gold pencil, a gold colored pencil, to fill in the rest of the page because I didn't want it to be a full rainbow all the way down. Purple. But this was a lot of fun. I haven't done rubbing in a very long time, and I just thought it was really cool to play with them. I don't even really use embossing plates that much, but this kind of makes me want to start using them again. If you guys have been following me, you know that I like to try different techniques in my Bible. And I'm not afraid to try something. And you really, with the colored pencils, you really don't even need anything to protect your pages. I mean, you can if you want, but. So I'm going down with the gold. I'm just going to move my embossing plate. And then depending on how dark, again, you want it, you would just go over it as many, a few times if you want it darker. So it's funny because when I thought about doing the colored pencils, there's a completely different technique I was going to do with you guys. But then as I was praying about it and thinking more about it, God showed me, he shows me ideas. So he showed me this idea, and I had my printables cut, but I didn't have all of them cut. So I had to, you'll see, we have to recut some printables, but I really like when God does that because he gave me something even better. And I will show you the technique I was going to do with this at another time, but I just thought this was really appropriate and it was a lot of fun. So I'm making grass right now. I'm using my lightest green colored pencil, and I am just kind of flicking my pencil to make grass. And I'm going to use, I think it's about 4 or 5 different colored pencils. If for some reason you don't have that many greens, then I would do maybe yellows. You can even do some black in there. The whole idea is to keep the lightest color in the background, build it up to where you like it, and then you can always go back and add a little bit of highlight to the area. The bottom part is going to be darker naturally because there's not as much, well, to me, there's not as much light. So you see that I'm just going over it. There is no right or wrong way to do grass. Oh my goodness. Think about how grass grows different angles and different ways. And I even color in a little bit, like a really light color to help fill in the density of the grass there. And then you're just going to keep layering the different colors. Like I said, you can go and even add a little bit of black in there if you wanted to. So my thinking is I'm going to have the girl dancing in the grass, and the background is just the party going on of colors and salvation and all that fun stuff. And you'll just go through until you like the way that it looks. So here I'm going a little bit darker You can also make like the rainbow like squiggly, like it doesn't have to be straight across like I did. Basically, I'm just going to do a lot of cutting and gluing, so instead of boring you with my voice, I'm going to go ahead and put some music on for you, and I will be back. here's where I'm going to start adding the glitter. Now this glitter here is from the Dollar Tree or something like that. It's a less expensive glitter, and it normally has a bigger opening and it is a little bit more loose than the Stickles glue. I always recommend that you test it out on a piece of paper first, because sometimes if the flow isn't right, it's going to blot all over your page. I don't know if you've ever had that happen. So I'm just going to sporadically put it around. And what I find too is a lot of times I like to do like groups of threes. So I'll put dots maybe in a group of 3. And I'm going to cut the lid off because the lid gets in the way. It'll mess up my glitter I have down already. So I usually cut that off and then like cut the tab off and then put it back on later. It actually just flew across the room though. So there's definitely a difference between this type of glue, glitter glue, and then the Stickles. The Stickles has a finer way about it that you can add the glue to the page. And of course you don't want to close your Bible until the glue is completely dried. So this is the Stickles, and this is like a light green. I'm going to go over some of the green on the printable. I hope that you've enjoyed this. I hope that you enjoyed the music instead of my voice. And that you will share with us if you decide to do this technique, or even when you use the printables. We love to see the different styles that everybody has, because we are all so different when we have all different ideas. And I do want to encourage you to get together with friends and to do this together. So this is the difference between the tips there. You see, you just have a little bit more control with this Stickles. So as I was saying, yeah, definitely get together, maybe invite a friend or 3 or 10 and just get together and do some Bible journaling. I think that's one of the things that I really, I've always had a heart for, is to get everyone together and do it. And that's what got me started in Bible journaling. I wanted to share with my friends. I found these cute little faux candies that hanging around my table, so I decided to add a couple of them onto the page too. I think that's also a lot of fun when you have stuff on your table that you're creating with, and then you incorporate it into your Bible page for that day. So, and remember to like and share and be a part of our community. Go to Bible Journaling for Beginners over in that group, and of course BibleJournalingMinistries.com to get your printables and to become a member of Momentum if you would like to get the Momentum package, which is an awesome package. And as Tracy and Lonnie always say, if you need a scholarship, please just email, I believe it's info@BibleJournalingMinistries.com. So have fun, and I will see you all next time. Enjoy.